Yes, how's everyone doing today on this lovely Sunday? At least it's not Saturday, which was terrible for Leeds United, wasn't it? Yeah, we lost to Birmingham. Terrible stuff happening everywhere all over the club. It's a mess right now. This window needs to end. This window needs to finish. Everything needs to get sorted out because my God, it's difficult. It's really difficult being a Leeds fan right now. But anyway, let's get into the match ratings, which are brutal. Let's get into it. As usual, we'll start off with the goalkeeper. I'll just quickly want to say as well, thanks for the comments. I will, after this video, I will be getting on to them, I promise. Sorry, I've just been really busy with uni and stuff this week. I'll go on to the comments. But anyway, Melier, again, it's solid. It's consistent, isn't it? It's hard to give him more or less than a 5 because, again, these keepers not having much to do. It's just testament, but I say he was demanding. He was talking a lot. I saw him getting frustrated with the other players for not moving enough. I quite like that from him. I think that's what we need. We need more of that from more players. More players demanding more and better. So give him a 5. Move on. Not much to say. Fullbacks. Here we go. Yeah. And I'll be real right now. Sam Byram 6 out of 10 is one of the highest. There's not many higher. I went with 6 out of 10 for Sam Byram. I just thought he looked competent in that role. I thought he did a decent job on the winger, on his side. I thought he looked good in possession, as I said. I just thought he looked I thought he looked good. I thought he looked all right in there. I thought nothing wrong with Sam Byram in there. He's one of our most complete players in that on the pitch. So I had to give him a 6 out of 10. Luke Ayling, however, the thing with Luke Ayling was the first 20 minutes of the half, genuinely, he won the battle against Dembele. 1v1, that is. But he did well against him. He failed to beat him 2 or 3 times. He got tight to him. What happened was, as the game progressively went on, obviously he became more tired, and Dembele learned what Luke Ayling's going to do. He's going to come tight to you, and then all he did was move deeper to make Luke Ayling run that little bit more, to make them little inches, and just spun him 2 or 3 times. Absolutely spun him. Didn't learn from it the first time. We didn't learn from it as a team. They got through 4 or 5 times from doing stuff like that. And yeah, by the end of the game, it was quite difficult to watch, to be honest, because it was time after time. The chances they had down that side in the end were too much. So I give Luke a 4 out of 10. And that would have been lower if he didn't do decent for the first 20 minutes. I've got to put that into it. Centre backs, the ratings get lower when we get to the attack, best believe. Cresswell, people saying to me Cresswell was the better of the two. I don't think he was. I think in areas in the game which I suspected, he looked quite shaky and looked quite unsure of which pass to go to. You know, his pace worried me a little bit when they got him behind a few times. Not terrible performance by Charlie Cresswell, hence 5.5. It's not a bad score. You know, it's down the middle. They did okay. I think defensively as a shape, we were all right. We won a lot. Second balls, we were quite good at winning. You know, we didn't get cut through. Hence why I give them a 5.5. But we didn't do much more than that. But as a solid structural defense, we were actually fine. And that goes on to Pascal as well. 6 out of 10. I just think he looked a bit more assured on the ball. He made a lot of interceptions, especially at second ball where they'd win it and then they'd look for a ball through. And Pascal always seemed to be there. So I quite like that from him. But not fancy performances, nothing great, nothing progressive enough for me with the ball really at all, which is why they're not getting nowhere higher than a 6. You could argue a 6 is generous, but that's just for the base core defense. I thought they were fine. But yeah, 5.5 and a 6 for these two guys. The two highest. This is the two highest. I think 6.5 for each of these. You could differ a bit on these. You could probably arguably give Archie Gray a 7 or a 6. You could arguably give Ampadu a 7 or a 6. But I went down the middle. The thing I liked about Ampadu, and clearly in terms of tactical, in terms of game understanding, he's a level above, I say, everyone else on the pitch in terms of understanding what needs to happen, understanding that stuff. Bar Sam Byram, because he knows very well. And I tried to play. I talked about Melier earlier, demanding things. And he did. all the time. He was getting so frustrated with it all, constant asking people to move, people just kind of looking at him as if to say, oh, sorry, what? Ampadu was frustrated, massively frustrated. I can't give him a high because, again, there were times in the game with both midfielders where they're a little bit quiet, and we lost the game and we didn't progress the ball much. And that part of that, a small amount, is to do with these guys, but they were part of the team who did that. So you need more from each player in that game because each player did not play as well as they could. So 6.5. Charlie, Archie Gray, similar to before. Brave on the ball again, a lot of movement. He just try and drop deep to get the ball. He just move around. He's brave on it. He's not bothered about a physical battle. People see it every game. People try and rough him up. He don't care. He'll give it you back. He's been excellent so far this season, and he was okay again. 6.5 is a decent score. He was fine in that midfield. I just needed more. Right, I just needed more. And down to the game state and the situation going behind closed doors with the people refusing to play for the club. The mentality of the team was definitely ruined by that. They would have felt, some of the players would have felt betrayed. Massively affects the changing room. I cannot stress that enough. Yeah, 6.5, the highest scores, and it goes downhill from here. These two guys. Right, let me just say something about the attack. In a squad, you have many types of roles. One of the main roles in a squad is a squad player. Now, people think squad players are disrespect. It isn't. In a successful side, and you can only be a successful side if you have good squad. And squad players are extremely vital in being a successful side. Because what squad players do is, one, they allow competition, which is vital in the squad. They allow depth, which is vital in the squad. They also allow, when your first team players gets injured, they can come in and do a job and not look out of place. The issue is proven. These squad players that came in, all the squad players who were at the top, bar probably Dan James, have not proven enough yet this season necessarily to start. And that's not the role of a squad player. A squad player comes in when necessary. The issue is every one of them came in when necessary because some players, your star players, the people you rely on, didn't want to play for the club. So all these squad players got chucked in. Not through merit, not through being better, but because they had to. So I'm not, especially Jamie Shackleton, I give him a 4 out of 10 because he had no real impact. He was playing right wing. Not only is Shackleton a squad player in the side, he's a squad player in centre midfielder and right back. Not right wing. He played right wing. What is he meant to do? Impossible task. So I'm sorry it's a low rating. I'm rating him based on the performance, not on anything else. I apologise to Jamie Shackleton for that low rating. But what is he meant to do in that position? His role in this Leeds side right now, as results and as performances go, is to be a squad player. In central midfielder. Not on the wing. Not a starting right winger. Same with my boy Poveda here. And like I said, squad players are really important in a side. A lot of them come on and change your game. Poveda is a testament to that. The last 2 times he's come on the bench, it was 20 minutes, 15 minutes to go, he's changed the game. He's brought a different threat. Tired defenders, don't know how to deal with him from the right side. Brilliant squad player, that's what you need, impact. Poveda started the game and he looked lost. Got out-battled by their midfielders. And again, he's one you could argue with merit because the last 3 games, Poveda's played well. When he came on, that's all he can do. He's had a good week at training. You come in and play. Having said that, Poveda is not starting if the 2 other guys are not refusing to play. So he has also been chucked into a starting position. Clear to me, as you could see, Poveda right now, as it stands, is still a squad player, which is fine. He can come on and have an impact. He's shown that 3 times already this season. Well, 2 times in the league. You can come on in the cup as well, and have an impact. That's his role. I give him a 4 out of 10. I feel sorry for these guys having to come in this situation. Not feel sorry for them, but they weren't ready. Because your star players didn't want to play. The players that have been training all week for the last month, start of the season, preparing for these positions, backed out. So all these guys got thrown in. Probably days before. Similar stories here at Joffy as well. Joffy's a squad player in this side. Shouldn't start up front today. One, we've got so many injuries. So, where is he? 5th striker in terms of where he is right now? 5th place striker? Absolutely. All of them are injured. Onto decided that didn't want to play for the club. Jeffrey gets chucked in up top. Who said he feels better as number 10, and I agree looking at this performance. More impact as a squad player at number 10. Not a striker. Ruined. Not fair. Got there, not because he played well. Got there because of necessity, because of the size of the squad, the people we have there, the personnel, the injuries, and the people who decided not to play for the club. So again, never doubting his efforts. At least he's working for the badge, unlike some people. But loss didn't really impact the game. Had to give him a 4 out of 10. Dan James, testament to that rule, I think, just wasteful. Tried to create, though. He did. 4 might be harsh, I'll be honest. Looking at that, you could probably give Dan James a 5, just based on the fact that he actually was available 9 times out of 10 for the ball. We don't want Dan James to be available 9 out of 10 for the ball. Dan James is a better player when he touches the ball 4 or 5 times a half. Because you don't need to rely on Dan James technically to have the ball a lot. You just need to rely on him moments in a half where he's in good positions 1v1. He'll knock the ball down the line, and if you have a striker who worked for the system and understands the system in the box, he'll cross it in and the striker will be there most of the time. Dan James is not a player you want on the ball a lot. Dan James is a player you want to have moments in games. That's when he's best. He's best in certain situations when you have other creative players that can do all the creative stuff. Dan James's role is just to run that way, cross it in. Or 1v1, cut inside, have a shot. That's what you want Dan James on the ball, and that's where he can be effective. He had to be the main creative force in this side, which isn't Dan James's game. Jorginho Rutter came on, clearly not fit or ready yet. No real impact. He did almost score. Apart from that, no real impact. Again, no creative force giving him the ball, feeding him runs. He does make some decent runs, Jorginho, but there was nothing else there. Like I said, these guys have been let down by the people around them who are refusing to play for the club. Yeah, like I said, the ratings got brutal in the end, but this shouldn't have been the situation. This should not have been the side that played Birmingham. Should not have been anywhere near that. They got let down. Look, injuries is a thing that we're clearly been bad luck again this season. There's nothing we can do about that. That's the way it is. We have these players. We need to invest the squad quickly. What day is it now? Sunday. Next week is absolutely massive for this club. Get all the players that don't want to be here gone quickly, or that changing room environment is going to be so down beyond belief, or get them out of the way. Get them away from it. Like Farker said, and I agree with everything he said in his press conference after that game, these players do not want to be anywhere near the team. You will absolutely ruin a team with these people that don't want to play. No, don't forget they're the 21s. Because these guys don't deserve to take a chance of a young player developing who's willing to play for Leeds. Respectful of where you think your status is as a footballer. I get it. I don't even mind. Of course they want to leave. It's fine. You want to play Premier League football? I hear that. I get that. I have literally zero problem with people that want to play Premier League football. But you can't play Premier League football yet. You've got to wait. Because you're contracted to this club that you signed for. Which are relegated. So, till that time comes, play football. I hate this. I hate the world is right now. It's and it's not just these two. There's a lot of people from other clubs doing it. It's the way football is. And again, like I know people, this is not even, I'm not even talking about them personally. I don't do that. You guys know me. I don't talk about footballers personally. It's about their decisions in the moments, the football club, as footballers, that are angering me right now. So these guys went out there. There was nothing, really, nothing creative. They should have been all them players together should not have been relied on to be creative because they're squad players. Squad players are a vital cog in a winning side, but they should not all start in a starting game together. It's not what a squad player is there for. We need to invest. We need to get rid of these players that don't want to be here, and we need to move forward quickly. We have the right manager for that. That is my only positive. The manager is the right one. This is a guy you need at the helm right now in these difficult. Anyone else who we had last year would have folded, bowed to the club or the players. Daniel Farke will not. He will not. He does not care. He wants to be. He knows what it means to succeed at this level and other levels. He's the perfect manager we need right now in this situation. There's no one better. I'm glad we've got him. He's a credit to the club so far. Nothing bad to say, Daniel Farke. Nothing. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this. It's all mental. We need to sort this out because it's going bad. Daniel Farke's teams do always start off like this. That's another thing I'm saying. Look, the team is the team. Daniel Farke's dealt with this when Norwich got relegated. There was players refusing to play for his side as well. Buendia was one. I think there's a few others. Thinking Todd Cantwell, I remember that when they fell out. Didn't play them. So he's dealt with this before. We need to trust in that man, and I do. We just need to back the man and invest. But that's all I've got to say. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate the support. I will read the comments right now. Please leave a like if you don't mind. Subscribe as well if you want. Yeah. To better days, people. To better days. Peace.